The Happiest Guy in the World is a documentary that focuses on a man who chooses to live his life solely on cruise ships, predominantly on his own. The documentary follows the man for a brief portion of his life to give an understanding of how he lives. The overall message that the filmmakers present to the viewer is the understanding that people can choose to live their lives in a way that may not pertain to everyone, while still considering themselves the happiest guy in the world. The techniques the filmmakers use offer an opinionated view on the subject. Oftentimes, the subject is heard discussing how happy they are despite the loneliness. The filmmakers utilize visuals to help the audience understand his lonely lifestyle by comparing the subject to the average cruise ship attendee. The filmmaker structures the visuals in a way that allows the subject to tell his story, whilst also showing elements that may not be sought after by the common person. The filmmakers use elements from multiple modes of documentary. According to Ward's description, the majority of the film would represent most closely an observational approach, given that the documentary aims for an apparent neutrality. It also closely adapts a fly-on-the-wall style throughout the majority of the film, with the camera interacting with the subject as infrequently as possible in an attempt to appear as though the filmmaker is avoiding interference. However, the subject does provide a voiceover throughout the film, which pertains more to an expository documentary style. According to a documentary workshop blog, the voiceover in an expository documentary offers the audience a specific point of view. This is utilized in this documentary by having the subject of the documentary offer his opinion over the footage being shown. The blog also states that another element of an expository documentary is that the visuals are usually aiding or advancing an opinion. This is also recognized in the documentary, as the filmmaker often uses visuals to aid in the subject's voiceover. There are times where the voiceover recognizes the loneliness of the situation, and the visuals use shots of people partying on the cruise ship interlaced with the subject sitting at a table, often on their own. The unobtrusive camera style allows the audience to see the genuine interactions the subject has with ship crews, further integrating the idea of the subject's comfort with the situation. While the fly-on-the-wall approach gives the audience a visual idea of how the subject lives his life, the voiceover permits the audience a glimpse into the mind of the subject, giving the audience a personal recount and explanation to his decision and how he feels about his choice. Towards the end of the documentary, the subject is seen being interviewed. This helps embed the fact that the subject is aware he is being recorded. This gives the effect that the subject is aware his lifestyle is different to the ordinary. The filmmaker utilizes elements of visual storytelling to assist in the audience understanding just how different the subject's life is to their own, as well as allowing the subject to offer his own opinion. The filmmakers use polarizing shots between the subject and the typical cruise ship goer to represent both the subject's opinion as well as the audience's possible opinion on the situation. Although the subject insists his happiness, they choose to include shots that places the subject in a frame on their own, the mise-en-scène representing the filmmaker's perceived loneliness of the lifestyle in comparison to the average person's life. However, there are also times where the subject admits the lonely aspects, however states he doesn't mind them. This allows the audience to see both the average lifestyle as well as the subjects and how they differ. This stark contrast is best represented in the section 4 minutes and 8 seconds through to 4 minutes and 34 seconds, and clearly highlights the lonely aspect of the subject's lifestyle. The filmmaker also includes a shot of the city being left behind from the viewpoint of a boat. This encapsulates the subject's removal from commonplace society. The filmmaker implements multiple stylistic choices to engage the audience on the story and give them a true understanding of the situation, as well as a better understanding of the subject who is living a lifestyle that may have previously been abstract to them.